Hauling water to the garden was getting old, so we built a pond siphon. I use 2-inch PVC instead of 4-inch since this is for irrigation and not pond level control. It's meant to be permanent, so there are a few extra parts compared to a typical pond siphon. There's a screen and a check valve on the end that goes in the pond. The check valve allows the siphon to be primed conveniently. Since we get plenty of hard freezes, I have to be able to fully drain it and get it out of the water. There are many options to do this, but I went with cam lock disconnects because they're pretty easy. 45-degree elbows were used to follow the smoothest path down both sides, and the pipe is secured by 2-hole straps on treated wood blocks. I'll anchor and support it more thoroughly when there's time in the off-season. I didn't want to mess with any power to get it primed, so I found a cheap manual well pump and a suction hose. The priming inlet is angled to meet the outlet on the pump. It takes a little while to fill 100 feet of pipe, but it sure beats dragging a generator and electric pump around. To make an airtight seal, I use thread tape on the cleanout plug. After testing and troubleshooting, I realized a ball valve in the vertical section of the inlet would be a better solution, so I may add that later. I put 2 outlets on it. The sanitary tee is reversed from typical flow direction to disrupt the water to the garden hose outlet. The idea is that the 2-inch inline outlet will collect and flush some of the sediment and pond debris, but we'll see if it works.
Under pressure.
Eventually, we'll bury a line to the garden to replace the hoses. The vertical drop from the pond builds quite a bit of pressure by the time the hose gets to the garden. To step this pressure down, we fill a 250-gallon tank connected to an irrigation system and a hose cart for spot watering. Seems like weeds grow faster when you're busy. There are 20 rows in this garden. Each row gets its own shutoff and hose connection. Some have drip lines, some have soaker hoses, and some have nothing right now. Well, that about wraps up our pond siphon irrigation system. Time to go pull some weeds.